What I will do is I'll do like the preliminary seated, and then if I need like leverage to really like card it, I'll lay them down, but I'll get the shape of it first. See how thin the line is and how little product I'm using?
Ashley,
I also have
shall I
her
pause
eye,
the
her
music
lips
just
eye
for,
level to me.
otherwise it might mute.
Yeah. Alexa, stop.
Sorry.
I also have her lips eye level to my eyes. Like, not, I mean, it's nice to look your clients in the eyes, but sometimes I lift them so far up that their lips are right here in my face, but I have her a little lower so you guys don't have to stand on your toes to see it. I'm just gonna bring a little bit this way. Don't be afraid to move your clients around a little bit, you know? I've never once had a client say, oh my God, how long does it take you to sketch? Or do you really have to move my head? Like all these things that get in our heads, like it's just never ever a good client's process. I think one of the reasons that people lose their sketch so much is they just use way too much product. And it just makes it like sloppy. Sloppy is not a word. It's sloppy and gloppy at once.
Do you always sketch sitting up?
Yeah. I always do the preliminary seated, and if I need the leverage, I'll lay them down so that way I've got the space to do it. But I want to really be able to see where gravity naturally puts her beautiful lips.
I sketch with people sat up for 95% of it for any service, and that's because my back just cannot take it. And I'm like bent, just like. That's why I got an adjustable bed that like brings people right the way up to their eye level with me.
Yeah, I love tattooing standing. I think it's really underrated. The feet planted, you have so much more control. And I'm pushing down on her as I go so I can see where the light catches that volume ledge. And I'm not distorting her shape.
Good day to pre-draw with all the sunlight coming through.
I know, it's beautiful. While I see it, I'm going to fix it. Everybody has a shorter flatter side and a longer rounder side. And what works for me, you may have to change. Get something different to work for you. And you just take your time. I want to start to go back and forth between the two sides so I can really get it nice and crispy in the center.
around to it so you can move around and watch.
Yeah.
Open just a smidge for me. Perfect. That you understood what I meant by smidge, and I adore you for it. Yeah, I'm just tucking in her corner by having her relax her lips.
It's important to do sketching.
Yeah. Always sketch. Is it necessary?
I did not something.
You always can run the risk of not seeing where you're going. I mean, for me, melanin-rich lips not as necessary to sketch because the lip is much more obvious, but first it helps me practice always doing it. Everybody wants to know why my sketches are so good. It's because I do it with every single client, you know? So for me, I sketch everybody. I don't, even if I can see exactly where the lip edge is, I sketch it. Do we have a little cup that we can put some alcohol in?
Of course.
My still water's great, but it's kind of spreading. I think it's because the brushes are synthetic. There you go. Thank you. So your interior line is really important. Your exterior line needs to be blended because if they see a difference in line weight, they're going to think that one side is thicker and thinner. So always clean up your interior line. And then when she's clean, I open up the exterior line weight so that way it looks more blended. Never sopping wet, just enough. And sketching will also tell you a lot about your client's natural symmetry, because you'll really feel it with the brush. Also gives your client an opportunity to get used to your touch, your presence, and all sorts of things.
Yeah, it's really, really bright.
I was going to say, just move out the.
It's just I can see. I can't see that side, that's all.
Do you want to stand where I am? It's like that view here.
Oh, yes, that's cooler.
Katie's
Try to
here.
get down.
Split straight.
I'm walking out there.
If anybody gets too warm, let me know and I'll open the door because it'll heat up like the greenhouse in here.
Well, the England just have an iron deficiency. Everybody's always cold. Everybody's always warm. Turn a little that way for me. Thank you. And I tend to get like superiorly focused, so like try and remember to like check in and say hi to your client every once in a while. if you're like me. Because I'll just be
You
hyper
said-
fixated and realize I haven't said a word in like 30 minutes. Nice paste. She doesn't dry out. She's really nice.
I'll find you the link to it. I used to use Clown White by Mayron.
Yeah, that's what I have too. I felt like this is almost a little nicer.
I always go back to this one. I've got loads in the drawer that I tried, but
What's this one?
which one? I don't know. China's finest.
Can't find these brushes anywhere.
Yeah, no, they're really impossible to find.
Maybe a nail shop then, 'cause I suppose they're acrylic nail based ones.
Yeah, there's synthetic brushes that are very difficult to find.
This one is dry as well. It's got slides, isn't it?
Looks like a proper surgical trolley.
Yeah, when I had it, I literally sent Carla a video and I was like, it either looks like you're gonna have your brows done or you're having a boob job. I was like, there's nothing really in between.
Or being dismantled.
Yeah.
That's like quite
That's a mechanic's
A
trolley.
tool,
Is it?
yeah, trolley, isn't it? Oh, tool trolley.
Took 6 people to get that up here.
Oh,
Heavy.
Yeah, they're really heavy.
Do you do waxing as well?
On the brows. That
Oh,
makes
when you're
sense.
doing it now.
Yeah. That they come back.
Mhm.
I usually include a free brow waxing tint when they've had the brows done because then that's how I get heel pictures. Otherwise people just won't come back.
Ooh, good.
That's a good
idea.
yeah.
People love friends, there's no such as skin. They literally will travel for 40 minutes from Frederick.
And I will contort myself any way I need to. Like, I'll bend myself upside down, backwards, like,
That's me getting pictures at the end of treatment. I'm on the bed.
My thighs are sticking together.
meanwhile, I'm still in a sweater and cold.
Surely you're not cold.
No, I'm not cold. My hands are cool though.
I'm like clammy.
I'm
average.
you guys see how slow I'm going here, right? How little product I'm using. Like, I'm not trying to slather this stuff on because their body heats up. It just starts to make a big old mess. I use her nose as a bridge for my hands, but I'm not trying to crush her face. I'm just adding a little tiny bit of tension so I can spread the product without disturbing my sketch.
think that's what makes everybody think they've got to be quiet, because they're really silent.
Yeah, if there's music in the background though, we'll just mute it because of the copyright. I think I just really enjoy sketching. Like, there's a piece of me that just really enjoys it.
You go into the zone.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess I get it if it was like you're trying to do like, I don't know, 15-minute services and things like that. Like if that was your business model and your goal, but it's not. Like, it's just not how I feel good about. Another thing, if you use too much product when you're trying to sketch, you
Back of the brush. The stick.
Hmm.
I can see the cards
Me
going.
too. My if you have too much product, it's really hard to correct it. Like, you need to adjust it, correct it, adjust it. Look in the middle. That's what it came with.
For Carla, because she can't eat anything with that hot sauce. So I had to go to Tesco last night at like 11 o'clock at night.
Put it on students who are fresh to put it in their tongues. Okay, I'm having you lay down and I'm just going to clean everything up. Make sure everything's good. I'm going to blend it out with a Q-tip. I'm going to clean off her hands. Or my hands. Never her hands. I'm clean off my hands. And I'm going to glove them up so that way I can also sterilize the surface. Not sterilize, but make sanitary desurface.
You'll be better off putting the camera that side
Yeah, I'll knock it that way. Glove me up. And then I'm gonna get really close and carve her all out. And I'm gonna have Ashley take my face so we have it.
Don't know that time.
Yes, please.
It's that bad sitting here. The electric bill costs a fortune.
So I have rubbing alcohol on the brush. And the brush brushes the lip. And we turn that preliminary sketch into a final sketch. You just have to really be mindful that you don't stick your hands through the whole thing, because it's not set yet. A little to me. Stick my lip back.
Smells like leather in here.
It does, right?
Yeah. Unless is it the chairs and stuff?
Probably.
Smells like a shoe shop when I walked in.
I quite like that smell.
Yeah, I can smell it.
I thought it was the candle you lit today.
No. I've got Joe Malone on today. There's Black Orchid yesterday.
I could smell it since I came in. I thought, oh my god.
I do a different scent every single day. I just choose a random one. I'll just look what's in and choose something different. And then that way, it always smells different when people come in, and I can always smell it as well. Otherwise, I'll just get used to it.
Carla's being sent home with rhubarb and custard. Rhubarb and custard candles.
She's being sent home with some.
She is being. They are in her case. Vic was telling her about the world's best candles.
I don't like sickly smells like that.
The rhubarb. It's really interesting. It has more like a sour smell to it. It's really nice. I usually don't like anything sweet.
Sour like milk.
Sour. No, or like sour, like candy sour. It's quite nice. It's on. Do not disturb is on. I wonder who was it? Was it my nanny? By chance?
It began with an A.
I think nobody can break through.
How are the gloves? Are they okay?
Perfect.
So if you were to numb, would you numb after you've sketched on top of it?
Yeah, I'll show you how. Because I know most of you will. So I might as well show you how. I have it on the tray already.
Oh, we are a nation of numbers.
You think?
I don't know anybody who doesn't
I don't.
use numbing.
Some places I do, some places it's absolutely
I use
forbidden.
Miso because it's probably the only one that's not going to interfere with the texture as much.
The pre-numb.
I use it during as well if they need a bit of a boost.
Where'd you get your
But the pre-numb one
Al
is secondary.
Altrucan. She's the cheapest stock list in the UK. I was paying.
It's expensive,
I
isn't
paid
it?
a fortune.
I was paying about £300 for that. And now I get, this is 30 grams, and now I get 120
Yeah, that's
grams
fine.
for 200 and something.
Can I borrow a Q-tip?
Yeah.
I want to borrow it. I want to have it actually.
I think I paid 60 for the smaller one.
I'm just gonna spread. Or your brow, the big flat,
Joe Fox.
like no, like a bristly brush, like a blending brush. Yeah, perfect.
My friends were getting, have you seen
I've
that?
put some powder on
The
there.
salmon
Can you just-
DNA, the
Excellent.
excellent. Nice. Did you have it done? Did it really hurt?
It hurts.
I just smudge it in and blend it.
It's really nice, right?
Just makes the setting powder stick more evenly to it.
That's why I'm black. I'm blacked under my eyes. I had it last week.
Mine was
Feel
literally
like I-
purple massive.
My friend had it done while I was doing lips, and she was on the bed beside me, and she was like,
Yeah.
I was about to do it, and I was like, actually, watching you get that done, you're alright.
Is that the first time you
That's
had
amazing.
it?
No, it's the second time.
Was it really nice the first time?
Nice and crispy, nice and crunchy.
And I said it first time was worse.
I'll take a
No, sorry.
bud.
The first time I had more
Some
blotchy and swelling. The second time I just had instant bruising, like black eye here. But that's because it was top of
Now let her see your shape.
the
Alright, let them see my shape before I set it, because once it's set, it's really difficult to get it off. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a fashion trend. Everybody's gonna be walking the runway next year. Instead of that glass skin, they're gonna be walking the runway with,
Pretty sure.
she's got beautiful lips.
Yeah.
Right? Now she knows that I know where her lips are. Whether or not you need a sketch to do a neutralization, I don't know if that's even a debate worth having. Like for me, it's about the client's comfort level with me, and if that's what that takes, it takes the extra 20-30 minutes for me to give them that, I'm giving it to them. So I'm trying to take a deep breath in, hold your breath for 2 seconds. You cannot use too much setting powder,
Setting powder to use.
but you can send it up your client's nose. Go for me.
Yeah, so just.
Just cheap
There
stuff.
you go.
I've had this
Flip that over.
2 years and it's still not gone through it.
I use the
And because I spreaded it out, yeah, it doesn't really, I'm setting powders anyway.
I've got this
Because
as
I
well.
spread out the
I've not used it yet.
paste, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's nice and thin, the setting powder will really do its job, right? If it was too thick, setting powder's not gonna do its job. You want it thick enough that you can carve through the sketch, but not so thick that the setting powder can't set the work. Keep the powder on the inside, blender on the outside, and now I can
Set it and forget it.
set it and bring it. Love her and leave her alone. Okay, and for those of you who know, I have a doe foot, which is basically a lip wand without lip gloss, and I'm going to apply it like lip gloss. Right up to the sketch line. Now I set it, so she's not going to go nowhere unless I forcibly get crazy about it. Just put the excess down here. It does not need to be on in giant gloppy layers. It's not like the more you use, the more it numbs somebody. So it works. That's neat enough. I'm going to put some down here. Try not to look at me.
Unless you're into that.
Yeah, if you're into a numb tongue, I mean, have at it.
Do you find that's when people start chatting? And
If they chat, I put cling film on the nose.
chatting while you're doing lips. You can't really chat.
No, whilst they're numbing.
Yeah, when people start talking while they end up with them in the mouth.
No, I'll put ping film on them.
Well, it'll disrupt the
wet.
shape as well.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
I feel like I've got a lot of clients who'll start speaking to me like this, and I'm like, you can, if you need to say something, you can move your mouth, but they don't. I've got a lot to say.
I find that clients are chatty when they're, you push my sleeve up. When clients are, roll it up, you just push it. Clients are chatty when they're nervous. And it's, that means something, do something else, you know, have a conversation with them first, stop what you're doing, you know. Help them relax a little bit, ask them maybe what their favorite music is, if they like to listen to a podcast. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being chatty, if you want to be chatty, but, you know, also taking into consideration that it may be because they're not very comfortable.
My clients sit down and they just want to know my life story straight away.
Like, so how old were you when you knew you were gay? I'm like, wow, okay, we're going there. I thought we were doing your brows.
Is it that conversation?
It's
Basically,
like, you know, Oprah Winfrey.
in the bassinet. Okay, nice even thin coat. Doesn't need to be anything crazy. I don't, if you want to occlude it, I guess you could, but I also don't think it really makes much of a difference. I've tested it, I've occluded one side, not the other, and asked people if they feel a difference, and they tell me no, so. I honestly don't want plastic wrap on my face. I don't think it's very comfy. So I turn the sun out so they're not blinded, and let that sit.
Let
Chris-
marinate.
Let it marinate for 15 minutes, okay?
Alexa, set a 15-minute timer.
During that time, anything on my tray that I don't want to throw away, throw it away. It's gonna get all washed and cleaned later, but we have all that set up over here.
Alexa,
Remember what we do is sanitary, not sterile. So,
Alexa,
my box. We wanna just let that roll, or do we wanna let that roll, or do we can go pause it and then restart it? Yeah. I don't know, you tell me in between.
usually put literally like
You're comfy. You want me to sit you up more?